You know, I mean, it's amazing. One of the things I mentioned to you before you left is I didn't really understand why the closest landmass to Haiti, other than the Dominican Republic, with which it shares an island, is Cuba. And in fact, the Guantanamo Bay Naval Base is very close to Haiti. There are 9,000 U.S. Marines there. They have their own desalinization plant because they had conflicts with Cuba in the past over water supplies. They have huge reservoirs of water. It would have been really a quick action on the part of the United States to send a few thousand of those Marines immediately to Haiti in the first days with the water and the earth-moving equipment and all that stuff that's right there in Guantanamo. And imagine the image of Guantanamo to the world, as instead of being a place that just tortures prisoners, that the Marines on Guantanamo had moved quickly in the first few days to assist the people in Haiti. Didn't happen, and it took even now it's about a couple of thousand of U.S. soldiers are there, and they're not necessarily playing the best role that they can in this situation. So it just baffles me that they didn't immediately bring the people in Guantanamo into action.
I mean, China sent a plane, one of the first, halfway around the world. Yes. But Juan, you just mentioned prisons, and let's go to that issue now, because all the prisoners jailed at the National Penitentiary in Port-au-Prince escaped in the earthquake, at least those who didn't die, and we don't have figures on this. In a few minutes, we're going to bring you an interview with a leading Haitian human rights attorney who says 80% of all prisoners in Haiti were never even charged with a crime. He said the earthquake set them free. But first, we're going to go to a man, if you've been watching Democracy Now!, you're familiar with, because yesterday we brought you the piece where he toured us around the General Hospital of Port-au-Prince, a part of which, by the way, since we were there, had to be evacuated because of the aftershock. His name is Dr. Evan Lyon. He's with Partners in Health. And he started to talk about the issue of the prisons.
The National Penitentiary held 4,000 prisoners. We know that 60 to 80% of them are not convicted of anything. They're in prolonged pretrial detention. The average pretrial detention is a year. So between time of arrest and accusation to the time you see a judge, the average is a year. Sometimes that's out to 2, and sometimes that's out to 3. It's a fairly common practice in Haiti. If someone who's accused can't be found, a family member will be picked up. So the lies that criminals have been released into the street is a lie. 60 to 80% of these people are not convicted of anything. And so there are other things to deal with, but I think that's a very important piece of the puzzle. The Bureau des Avocats Internationaux, Mario Joseph, Brian Concannon, and I, with Partners in Health, we've been working for the last year to provide medical care and legal service in 3 of the provincial prisons, where we have a system to give medical care that's never given, and to provide legal access, which is also never given, and so that's starting to roll. With so many people in prison without sentence and without conviction, it might be looked at as positive that the prison is destroyed.
That's Dr. Evan Lyon. We're speaking to him at the General Hospital in Port-au-Prince.